Broadcasting live from the Albay Pio News Center, providing you the most exclusive news updates from all over the province. This is 12 o'clock Newsbreak. In the local scene, the coastal waters of Milagros, Masbate tested positive of paralytic shellfish poison or red tide, according to the Shellfish Bulletin number 02 series of 2024 of the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources or BFAR Bicol, based on the laboratory results of shellfish samples from the said location. BFAR said that shellfish consumption, gathering, harvesting, and marketing are prohibited in the area. On the other hand, products from Sorsogon Bay, Wag Lagoon of Matnog, Sorsogon, and coastal waters of Mandaon, Masbate remain to be safe as confirmed. In another story, Daraga Municipal Police Station Chief Police Lieutenant Colonel Edmundo Cirillo Jr. apologized and promised to the public that they will do all necessary actions responding to the concerns they received regarding the obstructing vehicles near the police station, particularly in Doña Maria subdivision in Tagas, Daraga, Albay. Cirillo explained that police vicinity is full of car capacity occupying some parts of the subdivision, which results to the inconvenience of the residents passing. In line with this, Cirillo promised that they will be discussing the matters with their traffic investigation section for the said concern, clarifying that prior to his assumption of office, said vehicles are already present in the said location. In another news, the Provincial Health Office is now conducting contact tracing after a registered second case of fatality due to rabies in the province. According to Albay PHO Provincial Epidemiology and Surveillance Unit Head John Edmund Bailon, an 80-year-old resident of Purok 6, San Vicente Jovellar, Albay, is the second victim of rabies taken to the Josefina Belmonte Duran Albay Provincial Hospital but confirmed dead last week. Presently, health and information campaign of Albay PHO continues to stop the growth of rabies cases in the province. In the national scene, I think it's fentanyl. This was the response of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. on Monday on the accusation of former President Rodrigo Duterte that he was a drug addict. Marcos said his predecessor's physicians should take care of him. When he was still president, Duterte admitted using fentanyl, even comparing the feeling of using an entire patch to being in the paradise. According to the United States Drug Enforcement Administration, fentanyl is a potent synthetic opioid drug approved by the Food and Drug Administration or FDA for use as an analgesic and anesthetic. In another story, the Commission on Elections has suspended all the proceedings related to the People's Initiative seeking to amend the 1987 Constitution. At a news conference on Monday, COMELEC Chairperson George Garcia announced that the indefinite suspension includes the poll body's acceptance of signature forms. Garcia said that this is necessary to avoid problems, chaos, and misunderstanding over the interpretation of a provision in our rules. The COMELEC has so far received signature from the People's Initiative for a total of 1,072 municipalities and cities as of January 26, 2024. In another news, Speaker Martin Romualdez on Monday called on former President Rodrigo Duterte and his son, Davao City Mayor Sebastian Duterte, to stop lying to the public about charter change, among other budol-budol scam stories, saying such actions are aimed at ousting President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Romualdez issued the statement a day after the former president said Marcos is someone bangag, a Filipino term for someone high on illegal drugs. Duterte also said Marcos was on the narco drug list of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency or PDEA. Sebastian, on the other hand, called on Marcos to step down as president if he has no love and aspirations for the country. Romualdez made these remarks during the party leaders' caucus late Sunday night, coinciding with the kick-off campaign rally for Bagong Pilipinas at the Carino Grandstand. And in the news outside the country, a drone attack on a base in Jordan killed 3 American troops on Sunday, with President Joe Biden blaming Iran-backed militants and vowing to hold the perpetrators accountable. It is the first time American military personnel have been killed by hostile fire in the Middle East since the start of Israel's war with Iran-backed Hamas, and the incident will further raise tensions in the region and fuel fears of a broader conflict directly involving Tehran. We shall respond, the president told the attendees after holding a moment of silence for the U.S. troops killed in the attack. U.S. Central Command put the number of wounded from the attack near the Syrian border at 25 and said the identities of those killed will be withheld pending notification of their families. In another story, Japan decided to suspend funding for a UN agency that supports Palestinian refugees, joining the United States and others amid allegations that its staff may have been involved in Hamas' attack on Israel last year. Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maki Kobayashi said in a press release Sunday that additional aid to the UN Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in the Near East, known as UNRWA, will be halted for the time being while it investigates the matter and considers countermeasures. The move followed a U.S. announcement Friday that it would be pausing funding for UNRWA as it is extremely troubled by the allegations that 12 UNRWA employees may have been involved in a surprise attack on southern Israel by Hamas on October 7. And finally, in the news outside the country, medical facilities are at risk of collapse in Khan Yunis, the southern Gaza city, now at the focus of Israel's offensive. The Gaza Health Ministry warned on Sunday, January 28, as fighting raged across the Palestinian enclave. Residents said Israeli planes and tanks also pounded areas in Gaza City to the north, where Israel has slowly been pulling out troops. The fighting could be heard in the nearby towns of Beit Lahia and Jabalia near the Gaza City. The armed wing of Hamas and the Islamic Jihad said fighters clashed with Israeli troops in several areas across the enclave overnight. Hamas armed wing said its fighters destroyed 2 Israeli tanks in Khan Yunis. And that's all for the 12 o'clock news break, January 31, 2024. We'll be right back tomorrow for more news updates. Thanks to our 12 o'clock news break writer, Francia May Boras, and on the technical side, Chad Bobis. Our Provincial Information Officer, Attorney Marilu Duca Castillo, under the supervision of our Governor, Attorney Edsel Grex Lagman. Pinch hitting for Mr. Greg Aliare, this has been your anchor for today. I'm Ella SILERIO. Thank you for subscribing.